Why is the Mike O'Hearn meal plan call for such low calories today? Such low protein. That's going to be wild. Hey everyone, Angelo here, Hollywood filmmaker, greatest screenwriter in the history of the world, worst screenwriter in the history of the world, recovering hobo. Making my breakfast with one scoop of protein powder instead of two. Alright, Mike O'Hearn. If you guys say it's going to be hard on me today. I changed up the pronunciation of hard there. I said, well, even pronunciation, I almost said in Spanish pronunciation, like pronunciación. I said hard. Back dieting hard after just a lot of confusion and stress and pain from the situation I went through over the last year. Wheat germ, bag of fruit. I know the microwave's loud. I try not to put the phone too close to it. Banana, and milk. Alright, good God. I never even noticed the expiration date on this. One of my roommates has left this in here, these pretzel bites. And I see a little mold growing on one of them. January 12th. It's February. Oh, there's mold growing on more than one. It's February 2nd today. What the F? We just brought these here and just left them. They haven't even been opened. And also there was fried chicken too in the oven. What I do when that happens, I don't throw it away necessarily unless it's like obviously like inedible. I just set it down so somewhere where the date is prominent. So I put it on the lower shelf so it's prominent. It's like, yeah, take a look at your stuff. I'm sure it's the girls stuff she does, that kind of thing. Meaning irresponsible or inconsiderate things. My halal yogurt drink, this stuff is awesome. I got another gallon of it in the fridge. And I'm microwaving my cup of water for my coffee. I don't want to do anything here because I'm going to have to stir the coffee in a second. Determined to get down, at least down to 135 pounds. I'm at 146 now. I was at 138 at my lowest, and then I got got all confused. I mean it. I got confused. Like I was like binge eating and indulging too much. And then to try and lose weight, to cut, I would just go on more walks and do more cardio. And I'm like, that's the same trap I always tried to get into. You cannot outwork out a bad diet. And with a good diet, you can bring the workouts way down and you can be in great shape. Hey, Angry Wyatt, well, welcome to the stream. Have you ever watched before? Making my Korean coffee. My healthy breakfast with the nutrition dialed in for the meal plan I'm on. I feel very weak. I'm like faint from it, but trying to get it right. Show you all my delish fest. You got the Angry Grandpa plush? When did they start selling that? Is that a recent thing? Or they probably, Pickle Boy's probably been selling that for a while, right? If well, I was gonna say if he's smart, but he is very smart. Perfect. Damn it, I hate getting protein powder in my sweater. What am I looking for next? The wheat germ. Very healthy stuff. So I put in protein powder in the yogurt drink. Walnuts. My fat content today, my meal plan calls for it to be a little higher, so I'll add a little bit more. Turmeric. Meal plan doesn't call for that. That's just me being health conscious. And if you get turmeric, don't buy the little capsule from a grocery store that's like $10. Go to like like a halal restaurant or halal market or Bangladeshi market or Pakistani market or something, and get like a pound of it like this. It was really inexpensive. I forget how much it costs, but I think it was like $7 or something. Black pepper, supposedly it helps unlock the beneficial properties of turmeric, and you don't taste it, no, not unless you put a ton of it. And even then, big deal. Just get spicy oatmeal, cinnamon. Love cinnamon. Quarter tablespoon of salt. I get up to urinate way too much. The salt, electrolytes help. And I'll put in the banana and fruit afterward. little cutting board. I think I got this from a Japanese like home goods store. I like that it's not too big. It's convenient sized for the limited space I have here. There's a story behind the video title, by the way. So I titled it Sup Fool. It came about through a real life experience. I was on the metro the other week. I went to Chinatown for the Lunar New Year. Rode my bike to Chinatown. It was like 5 miles uphill. It was a really tough ride. Not rode my bike, but rode metro bikes. Bike shares. And the electric bikes, none of them worked. Oh my goodness, I needed that pedal assist. So anyways, went there for the Lunar New Year. Went to the Thien Hao Temple, hang out. Went to a shop there, got some Chinese donuts, got some yellow bean balls and like sesame seeds. It was awesome. Got a banh mi sandwich with chicken. And then rode the metro back. On the metro back, it was really crowded. There were a bunch of anti-abortion protesters who were at a march there. The street was closed off for it. It was nice to have the street closed off. We should close off streets to cars, have them for people. And the metro was crowded. So a lot of people. And then this one young guy, this jackass, was just sitting on the outside seat, blocking the inner seat. It's like you see people around here. So I swear, I don't know what came over me, but I don't know what came over me. I never talk like this. I just went up to him and said, "Sup, fool? Let me get that seat." I can't believe I said that. And he just looked, and he got up so I could get in the inner seat. I'm like, "Yeah, you little coward. I can't have another person sitting next to me." But he was a young guy. Those are the people I go up to. I won't go up to a woman or like a really old person, because I'm like, well, I don't know what their concern is, their fear is. They may have some mental thing where compulsion, where they've been through abuse and they just freak out. I've seen people like that just freak out at like just seeing me on the metro. Like, I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to scare you, but and especially a woman, I'm like, I don't want her to think I'm trying to be creepy, so I'll just, even if they're being a jerk, which they are by doing that, it's like I'll just let it go, because I don't know what their comfort level is. It's like not my place to be the arbiter. But a young guy, like younger than me, I'm like, oh, this little dope, this selfish little twerp, he's got to go. And I can't believe I said it. Like, I didn't think about it. It just came out. So I said, "Sup, fool, let me get that seat." I don't even know if he heard me or not, because the metro, it's always kind of noisy. But he took a second and got up. I'm like, "Yeah, you little coward. You little..." That's what the young guys who do that, I view them all as cowards. It's like, yeah, you just want to block people from taking seats. Anyways, so I can't believe I did that. I rode for one stop and got off. But my legs were so tired from riding that bike, 3 bikes actually, 3 metro bikes, because I kept stopping and trying to get electric bikes at the metro bike share stations, and none of them worked. So I'm like, damn it! Like went up, I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna make it the rest of this bike ride to Chinatown. But anyways, yeah, so my legs were worn out. I'm like, I want to sit. And Metro should do some kind of program to, I don't want to say fine people necessarily. For the young guys, yes. Like the fines get less steep, or maybe you let them go. But you're not supposed to take 2 seats on the Metro. So it's like some kind of enforcement. And it's a tricky thing, because it can get into ugly stuff with like the police brutalizing people, and of course who are they going to select to target their enforcement of that. It's like, well, we already know who they target for the fare evasion, which is they just mostly target black people and brown people. So I don't really like that idea. That's kind of ugly, and people can get hurt, and Police take it too far and abuse people. They did that actually, and some girl, she was like 18 or something, or 19 when it happened, and she had her feet on the seat, and the cop was on the metro and told her to take her feet off the seat, and supposedly she wouldn't, told him go away or whatever. Man, I'd be scared to death of telling a cop that. And the cop really roughed her up and like grabbed her, and somebody spit on the cop, and she sued and won. I'm like, good. She should win. Like, that's the thing. Like, you can't do that. Like, you can't brutalize people for that stuff, and you're like just taking out your power tripping, taking out your own anger on people. It's like, yeah, they're behaving badly, and definitely, I'm like, first of all, it's just like, how do you, like, what sense like, you don't know what danger can come from like pissing off someone in public. That's also why it was a bad idea for me to say, "Sup, fool, let me get that seat." Like, you don't know. I got the vibe he was more timid, but you got to be careful, like, because if the person wants to fight, it's like, well, are you ready to fight? Like, do you want what you just asked for? So, got to be careful with all that stuff. But anyway, so I'm like, damn, man, like, that's a bad idea to like just start mouthing off at anybody in public. Anybody, and especially if you're in the wrong to start. Now, the cop was wrong. It's like, man, you're grabbing and like, yeah, good. You deserve to get that lawsuit. So it's like, that's what you get. Like, just because somebody does something wrong doesn't mean you can take it all the way like that. Anyways. So that's the problem. It's like, yeah, how do you enforce it? Just more norms and culture and just shame people. That's all. A lot of times at the bars I worked at, people would mouth off at me if I told them, hey, don't do this, don't block the, don't yell, whatever. And they'd be like, why the fuck not? Whatever. And I'd just be reasonable. I'd be like, come on, man, stop bothering people. And they would totally act like they were not going to stop, and then they would stop. So you can do that. You know, you can keep like just a healthy like societal pressure on people instead of just, ask them. If they don't listen, they don't listen. It's like, what are you going to do? I don't know. Give some kind of benefit to the people who are respectful. Like, here you go, you get this kind of thing, whatever. But then again, they could abuse that and then immediately turn around and take the two. I don't know. Let's do it. Let's get the metro working. Get people shamed about taking up two seats or putting their feet up on the seat. Just let them know they're going to be hassled every time they do it. Because I don't care how empty the train is, you're a jerk if you do that. Damn, this yogurt drink is good. The yogurt drink in here that's mint flavored, no added sugar. That just warms my blood. Oh, they're sold out now. Oh, what's cooking? Enobaso from Enobaso from Kenya. What's up? I made it's hard to see, but basically yogurt drink. It's like a halal, like an Arab Mediterranean drink, like a milk, cultured milk with no added sugar. I love that because I try and eat healthy. With banana, flaxseed, protein powder, walnuts, blueberries, and strawberries. Really good. I slept pretty well last night. I'm back dieting strict now. I was really good about not procrastinating with my writing last night. I just turned off the internet and did it. Didn't get nearly as much done as I wanted, but that's different from I was procrastinating. I was not procrastinating, it just I was struggling with my writing assignment. Wyatt, Angry Wyatt, I don't go to the gym, I work out at home. But I work out in the morning, so once a day, and then I ride my bike to work and ride it back. So that's two more cardio workouts in there. They work the legs too. And I generally, the morning workouts, I only do like 4 or 5 days a week. I need the rest days. It doesn't help to work out more than that. It's just wearing down my body. It's just adding mileage. Forgot this view is better. So you're like sitting here at the bar with me. But workouts aren't near anywhere as important for your body and health as your diet. If your diet's bad, you can work out every day for 15 years and you will look the same. Yeah, the AGP plus, yeah, I got you. But that's cool that you got it. I still miss AGP. Damn, I'd like to see what he'd be doing today. He'd be freaking the hell out about coronavirus and the war in Ukraine and who knows what else. Monkeypox. But that man pushed his body to the limit. I don't know why I brought that up. What's up, be our guest? Hey, we're just talking about AGP. Angry Wyatt, we got Isaac Guest here. Yep, I miss Grandpa. Yeah, throwing stuff from his front porch, throwing stuff out his at Pickle Boy. Throwing stuff into the oven like the crowbar and the refrigerator and the laundry machine. So everyone, I was telling this story. I was on the metro here in LA recently. This is where the title of the stream comes from. Short story was I was tired. I had ridden bikes heavy, hard during the day. I wanted to sit. The metro was really crowded. And it's like most of the seats were taken. And then this one young guy is sitting on the outer seat blocking the inner one. And I just had no patience for it because I'm like, you're a young guy. Like, I won't go up to a woman or like a kid or a really old person and ask to take a second seat because I just don't want to weird them out. For whatever, if they want the seat, like I think it's rude for the most part. Older people can be more understandable, if and not only if they've been through trauma, if they're, they're not right in the head or whatever. I don't like to say that's not something bad about old people. That could be anyone, but you could just see sometimes a distressed look on their face. It doesn't mean anything bad, but that, or if they're worried about coronavirus or something, I won't go up to them, and say, hey, can I get a seat? But this guy, I just had no patience for it. I'm like, here's a young guy, younger than me, just blocking the inner seat when he sees the train is full. I'm like, you got no excuse, no reason to be scared of anyone. Like, people should be more scared of you. So I don't know what came over me. I never talked like this. I just went up to him and said, sup, fool, let me get that seat. And he just got up to let me sit on the inner seat. He was like, I don't respect fear. Like, you're scared of someone's going to sit next to me. Like, he kind of looked at me a little scared, got up. But he wouldn't even move over. He just got up so I could sit in the inner seat. And then he looked at me when he sat down next to me. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like two people get these seats. Yeah, we all miss Isaac, man. I'm sure you miss him. I miss him too. I wish I could see what he was doing now. But we need more people shaming people for taking up two seats. It's worse on the buses. For whatever reason, on the metro, it's not as much of an issue. And I love taking public transportation, but it ruins the bus experience for me when people take up two seats. And I will say, there was a young family on the metro, and they were like, I forget if it was a brother and sister or two just sisters, two young girls. And the mom was talking to him, and the mom told one girl, like, hey, do you want to sit on my lap? And I'm like, damn, that girl's kind of big to sit on your lap. I just mean she's kind of old. I'm like, and I said, hey, do you all want my seat? And I had to be insistent. The girls were like too shy to take it. And I looked at their mom. I said, hey, tell them, they can take my seat. I was standing up. I was already out of my seat. I said, hey, do you all want it? But I understand. I totally understand it. Being shy about like, oh, I don't want to take someone else's seat. But I said, go ahead, tell them, take it. And so they took it. And so there you go. Like, that's what you should do in front of everybody. Give up your seat for someone who needs it, and move the fuck over and let people sit in the seat next to you. Thanks, Angry Wyatt. Man, I appreciate that. Hey, that's the best thing in the world. Good stories. That's why I'm a screenwriter. I'm in screenwriting classes, been in screenwriting classes for 2 years. Every night I write screenplay assignments for my classes. They're really challenging this time around. But I got to do well in it, just for me. I got to do well in it, and if I don't, then I'll have to repeat the class before I can move on to the next one. But I'm sure I'll do well. It's very challenging, the type of assignment I'm doing now. But I don't know. I don't know what came over me. I just said, sup, fool, let me get that seat. Or I was like, let me sit there. I never talk like that. Part of me, I was so tired and depleted, and I just was not having it. Like, I didn't feel any patience for this young guy. He looked like 25, sitting there blocking the inner seat. Yep. Now I was very lucky to meet Angry Grandpa. By the way, it creeped me out. There was this old white guy blocking two seats on the metro when it was crowded. I was really pissed at him, but I know old white guys, they can be the most bitter, angry sons of bitches, assholes that you meet. And I could just see the angry, like the sour puss on his face. Like, you could just see he was like, his life is miserable. He has nothing. I'm sure he can be a nice guy in some circumstances, but it can be intractable if you try and say anything. Like, in my head, I fantasized about having another person with me and going up to him and being, and to my friend, like being to my imaginary friend who would have been there with me, be like, hey, we got an extra seat here. I'm going to help him move his stuff. Hey, I'm going to help you move your stuff since my friend wants to sit down. It's always better if I'm not the one who needs to sit, but someone else. Because I can tell he would have been like, no, don't. It's like, is it worth it for a fight like that? No, not really. Because then it's like, well, do you want to win the fight? Do you want to take it all the way? What I could have done, though, is just get a video camera, just pull out my phone and shame him. That's a good strategy to go, like, check this out. Look at, we got one in the wild. Old white guy. Make a point to say old white guy. Like, make him mad about that. Like, what? White is human. Do I not have human rights if I'm white? Like, shut up, white guy. Anyways, but to just film him and shame him. A guy like that's what works best. Like, hey man, why don't you give up your seat? Why don't you give up that extra seat? Come on, like, be reasonable at first. Like, why don't you give that up? Come on, you see people sitting around. Doesn't that bother you? Let him have his say and be like, oh, okay, you don't want to sit? Well, let's get the public opinion weigh on this. Like, hey, I'm here in the metro. on the gold line. Look at this guy. Does this make sense to you? We got a train full of people, and he's just blocking the seat. He really doesn't like it. He doesn't want to have it. Okay, there you go. Shame him. Eventually, it'll get to his employer. He'll be fired. His family will support him because they're all terrorized by him. By the way, I've been looking at this freaking overturned cupcake for like 2 months now. That's just been sitting there. I'm pretty sure it's the girl I live with too. She must have put it there. What the? I'm gonna throw it away. This is ridiculous. It's just been sitting there for 2 months, or like maybe a month and a half. I don't know. I might have a sweet potato later this week. My roommate, my alcoholic roommate, he goes to food banks and just picks up food there and brings it here, and he just offers it to me. And that's what those sweet potatoes are from. Yeah, but that's a good idea. Just be a vigilante. Dress up as a superhero. That'd be even better idea. Let people know, like, hey, you're kind of crazy. Or just dress up kind of crazy. And then if he wants to fight, like, just keep filming him. Because that's the thing, the white guy, the middle-aged white guys and older who take up 2 seats and they have their, their satchel or their briefcase or whatever, they're the most angry, bitter ones, like entitled, like they want to put out a message like, I'm taking the seat, don't bother me. That's when you gotta film them. And actually, when you film them, invite everyone else to. I'm like, what's up, everybody? You want to film this guy? He wants to confess to everybody what a selfish cretin he is, taking up seats while you all need him. So go ahead, here you go, have your fun. This is your entertainment, everybody. Entertainment for the day. Old white man decides, this is my domain. This is my fiefdom. I can't give it up for anyone. Find out later when he goes viral and he's doxxed. He's some rich guy who's got like a creepy sex dungeon in his basement. What did I just do with my tongue? I just flicked my tongue inside my mouth. Alright, that's my light breakfast today. Oh boy, I'm gonna be hungry today. I'm excited. I have to take a leak. I'm not gonna bring the camera to the bathroom though. Alright, hold on. We gotta shame people, especially middle-aged to older white guys who look kind of well off, and sometimes they're in suits. I would see that in DC. It was horrible. They'd block the seat, and you could just sense the anger just like emanating off them. The preemptive anger of like, yes, I'm taking a seat. Don't you know I'm white? I'm entitled to it. All right. Here's another thing those old whites don't think they need to do, which is wash their own dishes. They think they need to get their put upon wives and children to do it for them. one big thing I'm trying to do, and it's helping to recover from my workouts and be in shape, is be less stressed. Process the tension and the trauma in my body. Been through a lot of trauma. In a way, I don't want to talk about it. In a way, I do. The fact that I was sexually harassed by a cretin last year for 6 months, um, that put an unbelievable strain on me. It just devastated me. I just felt so low and horrified, and he's such a pathetic worm, and he's like a little boy who thinks he's got this amazing hypnotic power over me, and in my head I'm like, you could not be more repulsive to me, you little creep. But this guy, and he dresses everything he does, the way he looks and stuff, it's like he thinks he's the most attractive, the hottest guy around. He very carefully manages his appearance. All his clothes seem very carefully picked for looking good, and his hair is perfectly cut all the time. Looks like he gets his hair cut every week or two. And he's obviously changing up his look sometimes, and there's nothing inherently wrong with any of that stuff. At a certain point, I like to be doing that more instead of wearing these baggy sweaters and stuff. But it just all screams vanity, and it's like with anything. It's what's your motivation for doing it? You can be dieting and working out, but you're an angry jerk, who does it just to be intimidating, or out of anger it wants to look intimidating or beat people up. Or you can do it for good reasons, just for the mindset it gives you, for health, for your family, for longevity. Set you up to have a lifetime of health so you can do the things you like. And just to have a good mindset too. It's hard for me to feel well if I don't know what I'm doing with my diet and stuff, which has been the case for much of my life. And even recently, I sort of lost track of the basics, and I was just kind of lost and spinning out. I took a 5-day vacation recently from work. That was really nice. I mean, I say sort of. I took a Friday off, and then I had the weekend off, and then I took Monday and Tuesday off. And it was very painful to process everything, but it was also that having those days off, it was so necessary. Just needed time. That's the thing. People need time off work. All right, I'm going to take my supplements, floss my teeth. Everybody do that, because I want the community we're building a very, a very, what do I want to say? Civic mind now, sort of a very, I want to build here a community of people who spread awareness through their behavior and their words of being respectful on the metro and buses, and not taking up extra seats, and looking like a person of respect when you go on there, meaning you carry yourself well, you look people in the eye, you're not trying to block a seat, I need 2 seats, I'm scared of someone sitting next to me. You show hey, you cowards, don't you feel bad, you're scared of someone sitting next to you? I'm not. I'm proud to have someone sit next to me. It's an honor. Anyways, I gotta get going and then get to work. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.